You ask Claude Code for 2 pages and you get 2 different looking websites. Different blues, different buttons, no consistency. But Google just fixed that with one markdown file called DESIGN.md. Let me show you how it works. The design markdown file is one file that holds your colors, fonts, spacing, and component rules, plus the reasoning behind all of it. Your AI agent reads it before it builds anything, so it stops guessing what your brand looks like. It started inside of Google Stitch, their AI design tool, but Google just open sourced the spec, so now it works in any tool. Claude Code, Cursor, Codex. Same file, same result. Here is the problem it actually solves, and it's not the one you may think. Every design system has 2 kinds of information: the reasoning, why you choose a color or a font, and the values, the actual hex code and sizes. Normally, those live in 3 separate places: reasoning in the style guide, values in a configuration file like Tailwind, and over time, they drift apart. The doc says one thing, the code says another, and your agent has no idea who to trust. This is the most important idea in the standard. Get this and everything else clicks together. Inside a design markdown file, you will see the word token everywhere. And your instinct is that a token is a variable, a saved color, but it is not. A token is a decision. When the file says primary is a color, primary is really a role, the main ink of your page, your text, headlines. The hex code is just whatever fills that role right now. Same with the type. Body main is not a font size. It is the role of your default body copy. The spec makes some of this mandatory. Every design markdown file needs a primary, your ink and text, and a neutral, your canvas and background. Once you begin to think in roles, that's when you design differently. You stop trying to match a specific blue and start reaching for a role that serves a purpose. Alright, so let's open one up. So a design markdown file has 2 layers. Up top, we have the YAML front matter, and this holds your tokens. But below it, a normal markdown body holds the reasoning in sections. The front matter defines colors, typography, spacing, and rounding as tokens. Here we can see a real-life example from Google Spec, a system that they call Heritage. Primary is a near black ink. Neutral is an off-white canvas. Tertiary is a terracotta accent. Then type roles like H1 and body. The body follows a fixed section order you already know: overview, colors, typography, layout, elevation, shapes, components, and do's and don'ts. The last one is your never use this list. This keeps an agent on brand. The glue is the token references. Instead of pasting a hex into a button, you point it at colors.primary. The button then borrows the role. It does not own a color. If you change what the primary is, everything pointing at that primary gets updated at once. So this is news right now because Google just shipped with an update that has 3 parts to it. First, the spec itself. This is the first documented draft of what a design markdown file is, and it's on GitHub. Before this, every tool generated them just a little bit different and they did not match. The spec is the common ground. Second, the tokens section. This keeps the reasoning and values together. And third, my favorite, a command line tool. One NXP command. Here is where it stops being a text file and starts to become something an agent can trust. The CLI does not just format the file, it validates it against the spec, the design markdown file. So whenever an agent makes a change, it checks its own work. And Google just showed this live. An agent adds an accent button, picks a background and text color, and then it runs the most important part, the linter. The linter is what catches what the agents missed. For example, the color pair is below the contrast ratio WCAG required for body text. So the agent then fixes it or overrides it on purpose. Your AI agent just caught its own accessibility bug before you even saw the page. The linter can also flag for broken references, a missing primary, orphan tokens, and sections out of order. Like David East said, the file is not just something an agent consumes, it is something an agent can rely on. And the CLI does more than just lint. It can show the difference between 2 versions to show exactly what changed and export your tokens straight to Tailwind. So it plugs into a real code base. Alright guys, so with that being said, let me show you this working and you guys can follow along. The whole folder is in the description and everything here is from Google's official command line tool. Alright guys, so here I am in anti-gravity and I'm going to be showing you my design system, which is just one design markdown file, and it's for a tiki bar brand called Tom's Tiki Drinks, which is Google's own official example. So up top here are the tokens, the colors, the types, and the components. And below that we have the same design but in plain English, all the way down to a do's and don'ts list. Okay, so now make sure you pay attention to this part because this is the part that sold me. So basically, I gave the accent button white text on a gold background, which seems to be fine, but I'm going to validate it against Google's own spec and we're going to see the results. So here I'm going to run the lint against my design system and see what it says. All right, so here we can see that there's been a transgression. We can see that text color on background color has a contrast ratio of 2:1, which is below the minimum WCAG requires for text. So it found an accessibility bug that I would have never caught by my eye. So now the fix is just one line. Instead of white text, I point the button at my primary ink, the dark color. This is what the corrected file has. So now let me go ahead and lint it, and I want to show you guys what it says after that. Okay, so now I went from 1 warning to 0 warning. So we have fixed that mistake. And if we compare the two, we can see the difference between them. So here you go. If we scroll a little bit over here, we can see that there was a button accent that was modified. Okay, and now the last step is that I turned the whole design system into real code using one command. So I'm going to go use this, go ahead, and there it is. Every color, font, and spacing value exported straight to Tailwind, ready to be pasted into a project. So now we can do the same thing without even touching the terminal. We use the same loop hands-free in anti-gravity, and it is free right now. So I'm going to go ahead and open the agent panel. Oops, wrong one. Okay, and I ask it in plain English. Add a call to action button to the components design of my design markdown file using white text on gold accent background. So the agent is going to edit the file and add the components for me. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now it went ahead and added that component for me. I'm going to tell it to use a linter, and if it finds any problems, to fix it for me. We're going to go ahead and execute that. And now the agent is going to run the same tool that I had just showed you in the command line. It's going to see the contrast warning and it's going to correct the color all on its own. And we can see here that it caught its own accessibility bug and fixed it. And I never even touched the terminal. So that's essentially the whole point. You keep this one file in your repo, in your source code, you point your agent at it, whether that's anti-gravity, Claude code, cursor, whatever. It builds, checks its own work, and then fixes it. Same tool, same file every single time. Now, guys, I'm going to keep it honest. I'm not going to oversell it. This is just the alpha version. The spec, the CLI, and the components sections are all still moving and ever changing. Google says it plainly. Treat it as a strong workflow pattern, but not a replacement for designers, accessibility review, or brand approval. But basically, the idea behind it is the right one. It's a portable plain text design system that any agent can read and check itself against, and this is basically where the industry is headed. Getting in now is worth it. So if you guys build with Claude Code, generate a design markdown file, drop it in your repo, and point Claude Code at it. The spec, the CLI, stitch, and written instructions on all of this are linked below. And if you want to go deeper with Claude Code and tools like this, I run a free school community where I teach you how to do all of this one-on-one. So if you want to check that out, link will be in the description. If this helped, subscribe. I break down AI tooling every single week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.